Is your back to school authority. And the start of the new school year is certainly an exciting time, but the pandemic has also created a lot of uncertainty. So all this week, we are speaking to experts to answer your questions. So joining me right now is Dr. Juan Salazar from Connecticut Children's Medical Center. So first of all, doctor, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
So it's a pleasure to be here, Roger. Glad to be answering questions.
So the first question that I have is, what should parents do if their child's classmate actually tests positive for COVID-19?
Yeah, thanks. That's a great question. So you obviously have to follow the recommendations of that particular school district, that particular classroom. It's going to be a little different than a high school, a middle school, or an elementary school. Generally, if a child has been exposed to another kid with SARS-CoV-2 with COVID-19, the school would probably recommend some form of testing. And then as a parent, you need to observe for symptoms, runny nose, fever, cough, any of those. And if any of those appear, then you need to contact your primary care provider and then have your child tested for COVID-19.
And doctor, I do want to follow up on that point you made about the different symptoms that your child might suffer during the school year, because obviously kids get colds, runny noses, things like that. Are there any things in particular that they should look for and then possibly get tested for COVID? Or, when do you decide to do that and when do you not take that step?
Yeah, again, you have to rely on your primary care provider. But what we have seen with the Delta variant is that in kids is a little bit different than what we saw with the original variant in the adults, where in the adults you may have, we used to have the typical symptoms of a loss of smell, taste, very high fever, perhaps respiratory distress, cough. In children, it may manifest as a very mild respiratory illness. You may have a runny nose. Kid may not be feeling too well, maybe a low-grade fever, or very few symptoms. So my request for parents is be cognizant of that, connect with your pediatrician, and make testing available. It's really easy to do. Little swab in the nose, and we do the test. So we have to be hyper-vigilant during the next 2-3 months to keep us all safe. If you do it that way, you test, I think we're going to be okay. We'll diagnose early. Not all cases of a runny nose are going to be COVID-19. There are many other viruses in the community. So it would be very nice to know that your child does not have COVID-19 by doing a test that is negative.
And doctor, quickly, for parents who don't have child-sized masks, will an adult-sized one be just as effective?
Yes. I mean, obviously it depends on the child. If you have it's a 3-year-old, using a very large mask is not going to be as effective because you're not going to have the proper sealant. I've been very pleased that most of the CVS, the Walmarts, the Walgreens actually have various sizes of masks that are available for kids. If you have any questions, you certainly can contact us at Connecticut Children's. We'll be able to give you some very specific guidelines for masking. We even have some videos online that actually you can use to develop that. Some parents get very creative and actually generate their own mask. So it would be preferable that it's tight-fitting so that you don't have a lot of space up and down, and it depends on the size of the face.
All right, Dr. Salazar, thank you so much for joining us. Some great information there. And a reminder to everyone watching at home, if you do need more information, you'll be able to find this full interview on our website and the Channel 3 streaming news app. We'll be right back.